Call by the head coach at Maine, Jordan Stevens. Good morning, Jordan.
Good morning, Rob.
Good morning. Congratulations to you and your guys. Three-game winning streak now with a 20-13 road win at Merrimack. What did you like about the way your team played Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, first, we kind of knew going into the game this is a tough Merrimack team who will battle, and that's certainly what it turned out to be. And just really like how we responded in the fourth quarter. That's something that we've made a point of emphasizing with our guys, and our team is just playing better in the second half. And um, when we have an opportunity to win a game in the fourth quarter, be able to do that. I thought we complemented each other really well in the fourth quarter. We had a blunder on the punt return unit. We gave up a fake punt, but the very next play we forced a fumble, got the ball back, and then went down and scored. So it was good to just see that type of resilience and character of our team and something that we've been emphasizing come to fruition and really put on tape.
Yeah, that was the number one thing I was going to ask you about because it seems like we've talked for the last 5 or 6 weeks, and you've talked about needing to be better in the second half, and be able to go on the road, force a turnover, and then respond with a drive for the game winner. How much did that mean, and how much momentum does that provide your team?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I just think that it's good to see our guys like that's a big momentum play for our opponent, and a lot of energy, and for our guys to go back on the field. Our defense was just on the field, got to stop, and then go back on the field and continue to play hard and pursue the ball and um, find a way to punch the ball out was awesome to see. And really, I mean, the other story around the game was just like next guy up mentality. We had so many players just step up with having their roles increase based on injury or based on just their improvement in practice. So, I like where the team is at from that standpoint of guys going out and getting opportunities and making the most of them.
Question for you this morning from Larry. Good morning, Larry.
Hey, congratulations, Jordan.
Thanks, Larry.
Obviously, Sincere Baines only two carries and he was out, and then Laughlin got hurt. What's the situation with the running backs? I mean, Laughlin doesn't look like he's coming back, and Baines, I assume he was hurt. And he introduced a new running back who was productive. So, just tell me about the situation at the running back, how long they're going to be out, and then maybe look ahead to how you're going to spend your bye week and get ready for homecoming. Thank you.
Yeah, Nick, we don't have a timeline on yet. Obviously, you can see on film. I mean, they put it up on the video board, then the camera captured him on the sideline, so there's no hiding that. I mean, he had a knee injury. It's unfortunate. We'll have more details on that. Hopefully by middle to end of this week, just kind of the time frame with Nick. But I think he had 3 carries over 40 yards to start the game. So, he's a piece that we won't have with us. You know, and I don't know when that will resolve itself, but right now he's not with us. Then you're looking at Sincere. I thought, he has a small injury and that he's working through. So I don't know timeline on him either. I think we'll know more on that by the end of the day today. And then
Upper body, lower body,
yeah,
upper.
no, not upper. It's a lower body. He's
Okay.
had ankle injuries, like
Okay.
every running back, that has, you got to battle through some of those things, and he is. Um, and then to see Rayshawn step in
Yeah.
and rush for almost 150 yards. He had over 165 yards of all-purpose yards, within the game, and it was really good to see him come in and compete. So, um, then we have Sievert Clefsis, who came in at the end of the game, gave us a real spark, ripped off a 26-yard run. So, really like just like the makeup of the unit within the running back room. Um, but yes, again, I mean, a much needed bye week this week for that room.
Well, how are you going to use your bye week?
Yeah, we'll be the guys are we met with them today, and they're getting a workout in today, and then tomorrow we'll be going with practice, and just I think it's a balance this week of being able to focus on some of the things we want to get cleaned up on special teams and on offense and defense, and then but also being able to introduce our next opponent. We have a big opponent coming up, really under 2 weeks now at home, so want to get started as much as we can at the end of the week on that, but Also balancing that with giving our guys some much needed recovery time, which we'll get to them. We'll manage the volume in practice. We'll cut that down, and then um, this weekend just give them some time away, and I think that's important right now. We've been going since July, really since July 29th. As a team and practicing, so want to make sure we can have a really focus, energize week when we come back as we prepare for really all CA play from this point moving forward.
Your kicker is perfect.
Yeah, Sam has done an outstanding job. Sam has been just like tremendous in terms of his approach, his work ethic, and it's been great to see him go out and execute. I mean, he hit the 45 yarder, 39 yard in the game. Just really proud of him and love the way he goes about his business.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next question for you, Jordan from Travis. Good morning, Travis.
Hey guys. Hey Jordan. Hey, just quickly on a season wide scope. What do you attribute to everything stabilizing for you guys? I mean, you start 0-4 in college football, and things can get ugly. But here you are now. You're 3-4. You won three straight. Is there anything you can look at that stabilized you guys and got you going in the right direction?
Yeah, I think just looking at our, I think I mentioned this before, but just getting past the once we got past the Georgia Southern game, similar to other FCS programs, we played two FBS teams to start the year. Um, Played a very good William and Mary team, played a very good Stonehill team, which, both those games we feel like we should have won. We go into all those games feeling like we should compete to win those games. But there's a reality around some of that, and just doing a hard reset after the um, Georgia Southern game and just keeping perspective. A lot of football ahead of us, and we've been really just focused on going 1-0, and keeping the focus to who's next, what's the next opponent, and how can we prepare for that opponent, and not looking past that at all. And that's worked well for us the past 3 weeks, is just that singular focus, but also with the 1-0 gives the players something to work towards, and we're a really process-driven organization, and that's everything. But also, I think it's the 1-0 mindset really allows our players to feel like, hey, we're working towards something that we want this week, and how bad do we want it? And that's been the challenge to them, is coming out and playing focus. There's still a lot of things to clean up. I think we're still in a lot of ways looking for ways to be better, and need to be better. In the kicking game. Anytime we're transitioning the ball, being decisive, playing without hesitation. I think those are areas we're trying to, just clean up at and become a smarter, tougher, more consistent football team as the season goes. And we'll continue to practice hard because I know that's what it's going to take.
Jordan, we've talked a lot about the running game and your offense. Let's just quickly talk about the defense a little bit. You held Mary back to 329. You forced three turnovers in the game. What did those guys do so well?
Yeah, I thought, just our secondary's been doing a great job just staying on connected to routes, staying on top of routes. And, we got one, with Vince Nwachi in the middle of the field, and was really great to see him come through. I thought he had a really productive game. He had a TFL, he had a pick, he had a fumble recovery as well. He's a guy that stood out, that got around the ball a lot. And I think just the fundamentals, Kai Presley was a guy who forced that fumble in the fourth quarter. I mean, he's had limited reps, maybe before this game, taking a total of 5 reps most in a football game, and was the next guy up and came in and produced. So I think just going back to our fundamentals and the communication, I really love our secondary, and just how dependable they are, how well they communicate. One of the best I've been around from that regard.
When you've just kind of building on Travis's question, when you've won three in a row, do you even want to see the bye week go, or
Yeah,
or bye week come around, or you just
yeah,
do you need the time off?
yeah. I think certainly there's that element of the rhythm we've gotten into. You want to keep that going. There's the other piece that's uh, we do need to probably take a couple days to catch our breaths and before we continue to push forward. I think the challenge really is just like, how are we going to respond coming out of the bye week? We need to be better. We need to learn from the where we've been in the past. I don't think we've handled the end of the season well in any of my time here. I want to see us do a better job of maintaining a level of focus, maintaining a level of competitive stamina throughout the duration of the season. And that's my challenge is like, we got to handle business on and off the field. We got to be showing up and trusting the process that this week we're going to take care of the guys, and next week we're back competing again. So, yeah, certainly there's that element of wanting to keep going, but also knowing like the best thing for us is right now is the bye week. So really trying to embrace that.
All right, Jordan, enjoy that bye week. And